What's going on, everybody? My name is Dom of X, comicreleases.com associate editor, and as always, as we do every single month, even though I went over these solo and we always go through it I am with my friend Kody. How are you doing, bud? Thank you for being here, and what's up with you?
Dom, I'm always happy to be here for Solicitation Station. You guys know the train has pulled into the station, and I'm ready to talk about some DC Comics. A lot of exciting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie, Dom, for this one, not going into it blind. In the past, sometimes you really hit me with some whoppers, some surprises in terms of
Hey,
single
Wednesday
issues. But
Whoppers for $3.99 are pretty good at Burger King. You can't lie.
hey, I've been known to eat at Burger King recently. Yeah.
I'm watching your diet. All right, that's me putting you on notice.
Dom keeps good care of me, guys. He takes really good care of me. Always eyes on old Kody here, so I'm real happy. Thanks for having me, Dom.
Yeah, well, that's what friends are for, right? Okay, we know enough of that chit chat. We have too many books to talk about. All right, I know that again. We went over this on both of our separate channels. Both of us separately hyped, but we have to get the group convo in for this. I mean, how else can you start off without the introduction to a brand new Teen Titans run by Kyle Higgins and Danielle Di Nicuolo. Danielle Di Nicuolo, of course, the artist for Tom Taylor on many a book like Seven Secrets and some Nightwing fill-ins. Now they're both doing a new look Teen Titans with 4 new characters: Fairplay, Cheshire Cat, Proxy, and Wildcard. But who are they being led by, Kody?
That would be some people's favorite Robin. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. That would be Red Hood there leading the team. Jason Todd, of course. So interesting to see him leading the Teen Titans. Is he a teenager, Dom?
I do see the teenager, and I feel old just looking at this cover. I'm not even gonna lie.
But is he a teenager?
Mm,
I guess you don't have to be you don't have to be a teenager to lead the Teen Titans, I guess. I don't know.
I think he's what he would be if DC had straight line continuity. He should be in his like early 20s or
That's
somewhere
what I
around there.
thought.
Yeah,
That's what I thought. Is the implication that he's like 19? I gotta ask Kyle Higgins.
we gotta ask Kyle, like, does he actually qualify to be a teenager? That's a pretty nice Hayden Sherman cover there, but
That's sick.
I don't
No,
know.
it's interesting. It's got a cool lineup. I think Fair Play is a cool introduction, or a cool inclusion as we see here on the variant cover. So yeah.
I really like the outlook for this team is cool. I told this to people, but I akin this to the 1996 run new of Teen Titans with Dan Jurgens, where he brought in pretty much a whole fresh slate of characters. Not your Garfield Logans, aka Changeling Beast Boy. Not your no Starfires, no Ravens, no Donna Troy's on the team, but new characters, and this is pretty much the same prospect.
It's pretty bold. It's pretty bold, like you're saying, to not include any of the members that people might expect in a Titans title. Of course, those are doing their own thing in the new Titans with Tate Bromble. I think that the inclusion, like all the different characters they have here, are characters that they've been building up for a little while in different series. So yeah, I think it's a natural evolution for the DC universe. Pretty cool stuff.
Indeed, it is. But that's not. I think the biggest thing is as far as all of this collectively is concerned, because we have a brand new Legion of Superheroes reboot coming in with a new creative team, Kody.
This is crazy to see the surprise name Hayden Sherman, okay? Because we knew Josh Williamson was behind this, been teasing it for a while. Hayden Sherman being the artist attached surprised me. I didn't know if that was like little teases here and there. I really thought I don't even know what I thought Hayden Sherman would be doing for DC Next Level, but I didn't think a sci-fi out there series with Joshua Williamson with Legion of Superheroes. It's just crazy.
I am absolutely shocked, and I am using that word both pun appropriately and non pun appropriately, that they are on this title. And it feels insane because it's the Dan Mora level of how are you drawing Batman, Superman, and World's Finest, and Shazam at the same time, and then eventually turned into how are you drawing Superman and Justice League Unlimited at the same time.
Plus
Now
all the
I'm
covers
right,
and
all these covers,
variants. Yeah.
and now Hayden Sherman is like, well, yeah, how are you doing Absolute Wonder Woman and Batman Dark Patterns at the same time, and then that one creator-owned title that you were doing, and now you're doing Legion of Superheroes and Absolute Wonder Woman at the same time while doing all of these other variant covers. It is just mind-blowing.
Because we all thought, or at least I thought, maybe it'd be a Dan Waters, Hayden Sherman Shadow of the Bat kind of vibe,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? So maybe that was too kind of on the nose. This one was way out of left field, I guess is the turn of phrase, right? So yeah, just real big surprise. Definitely the biggest surprise of the month, I think.
I am still shocked that this is happening. And yes, if anybody is asking, I will be there day one for this, just like I was when Brian Michael Bendis and Ryan Sook relaunched Legion of Superheroes in 2019, although I kind of want to leave. I bought the entire run, and I want to kind of forget that I bought all of the issues of the... No shade to Brian Michael Bendis, by the way. Even though like I appreciate the character retroactive changes that he made in the book, I still think that you could have done much better in terms of the title, and I feel like this book has an opportunity to do that. I'm surprised about some of the choices in terms of the designs of these outfits. I would have liked to see more tights, because that's just the Legion of Superheroes that I'm used to seeing. That being said, it's Hayden Sherman, and I'm going to be there 110% because of that.
It's funny you mentioned the costumes and the character designs, like specifically for me. I have no previous Legion touchstones,
Mm-hmm.
so to me, these guys are just wearing some sick, like whatever century it is or whatever, like whatever year it
Mm-hmm.
is. They're just wearing. They got that shit on, dog.
Yeah, they do.
I'm
Say
like,
it.
dude, I gotta go to this like wherever he gets his clothes. I need to shop there. I need that stuff in my wardrobe for sure.
I really like Saturn Girl's outfit. She's the one here.
The jacket's sick.
It reminds me of, dude, I have like not the exact same outfit, but a pretty similar outfit that I got from Uniqlo. Just sit in my closet, yeah.
Dude, Dom's got that swag, guys.
when I want to
Hashtag
wear it.
swaggy Dom. Leave it in the chat.
Oh gosh, no hashtag there. Okay, I'll take that, I suppose. You know what? For 48 pages, that's gonna be some good stuff, and it does look like it's gonna be a murder mystery, which I am also not going to. I'm not gonna complain about that. I think the only reservation, and I keep this minute, that I have for this book is, can Joshua Williamson balance all of these different voices in one? Because Legion of Superheroes, for many who probably watch my videos, know you need to be able to carry all of these voices and keep everything succinct without disrupting balance or against one another. This is a large cast that you're dealing with. I like to think of it as 5 to 6 being the optimal team. I always love teams of 5. I think teams of 5 are probably my favorite in superhero comics, whether X-Men, Power Rangers, etc. But you got a large cast. This isn't gonna be small.
Yeah, that is a good point with an ensemble book like this. I'm trying to think if I've seen Joshua Williamson kind of. I mean, GI Joe. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? You're
sure.
dealing with a ton of characters there, and so maybe there is sort of precedent from Josh Williamson's past work. That is an interesting point, though, Dom. Yeah, and something that I'm looking forward to seeing shake out when the series comes out in September, late September, early
September
September. I don't
2nd,
know.
yeah.
Okay,
So,
nice.
so I hope there's no delays. It also does seem like this book took however long. We had Dylan Snook on the Absolute Wonder Woman fill-ins, and now we know where Hayden Sherman was, at least for, even if only for a bit, to make sure that these pages look gorgeous. And I know that another book whose pages are also going to be looking gorgeous, and maybe I can pull out something from my shelf as we talk about this for a little bit too. Brand new Doom Patrol book. And I know that this was on rumors for quite a while over at DC, but we didn't know who the specific creative team was. A lot of people, I think you and I included, thought that this was going to be the Denise Camp book, but it didn't end up being the Denise Camp book.
And I don't know. It's tough to say because I don't know this creative team that we have settled on here. You know what I mean? So I don't know how to compare it, but I was looking forward to being the Dennis Camp stuff. It's not that. We got to set our expectations going in. I still think that this book has a lot of potential. Doom Patrol, I don't know, having a very high bar, I guess, from past runs. People really, really love some of the Doom Patrol stuff. So I'm sure that there's kind of this pressure going in for this creative team. I just wish I knew some of their past work. I got to get on Nico's backlog, but I'm not familiar with the writer either.
Yes. So
Yeah.
if I may, as I moved out of frame for a while, Pride of Baghdad, man. Some of the coolest page. Maybe it's too hard to see, but this is a book that I was immediately phased well by. Maybe that's the phrase I'm using for, if that is even a phrase. People probably watching this video are like, what the heck are you talking about? I was bedazzled by Pride of Baghdad and its art, and that's where I mostly know Nico Hendrickson from. And now he's going to be on Doom Patrol, which I was not expecting at all in terms of these announcements. So
Yeah, I just picked up. Funny you mentioned Pride of Baghdad. I just got the trade paperback the last time I was at my comic book shop. Got it for a pre-owned, nice little discount there. I'm excited to get into it to get familiar with some of Nico's past stuff. So it's cool to hear you, give it so much praise. Maybe I got to throw it on the TBR upcoming real soon.
let's go. So look at that, guys. We're going to get Kody to read this, and if you like Silver Age Doom Patrol, this does appear that this is going to be your jam, as they are bringing in the Silver Age cast of Robot Man. I call her Elasti-Woman, and I made a I was about to make a small tangent in one of my videos, but the tangent I'll make now is that I call her that and not Elastigirl because people associate Elastigirl with the Incredibles version, even though that version is
Right.
completely ripped off of the Doom Patrol version. Which is actually partly why I don't like Incredibles as much as other films, believe it or not.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I have beef with that movie. I'm like, come on, guys. You can't just take a beloved DC character and make somebody else different and out of it, but whatever. That's more of a selfish thing than anything. Negative Man and also the Chief.
Yeah, true. The Chief there. The last Doom Patrol run that I read personally was Unstoppable Doom Patrol,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought that was a lot of fun. There should always be a Doom Patrol book on stands. I do want to point out too, as we're moving on. Obviously, 3 so far, the ensemble stuff, right? So Doom Patrol,
Mm-hmm.
Legion of Superheroes, Teen Titans. I find that interesting. I wonder if that is kind of goes into kind of DC's strategy, right? For DC Next Level. Hey, we do the individual characters that don't get a lot of love. Next up, let's put some focus on some of the teams that need a little love as well.
That is a good point. And all of the new books, anyways, mainline, they are team books. They are ensemble books. They are books with larger casts and some. But we do have a one shot here that is just solo, and one that I don't think many people were expecting, because we got the introduction to another Bat Family character in issue number 24 of Absolute Batman, which we'll get to. But this particular character, I had no idea that Cassandra Cain was going to be a major player moving forward for some of these Absolute books, but she is intertwined with Joker and Catwoman, and obviously with Shay Grayson on that book and Matias Bergara. It's going to be a blast to see what her involvement is with this too.
This might be the perfect time to do my video that I've had in the cooker for a long time. Just going into DC's focus on Cassandra Cain in the last couple of years. I really have been enjoying it. Of course, Tate Bromble's amazing ongoing series. You got the real big focus from Kelly Thompson's Birds of Prey series. Small Bat being a main member hanging with Big Barda, of course. So yeah, I'm loving the fact that they decided to showcase Cassandra Cain in her own one shot. These Absolute Universe one shots are sick, man. I don't know if people maybe been skipping out on them or something, but you get a lot of good stuff in like the Arc M, the Absolute Evil. I think that they've been expanding the universe in really fun ways, and hopefully this is just a sign of more to come, just more one shots. Just give it to us. You know what I mean? I think it's real cool. You're not gonna give us a mini series, maybe. Give us some more one shots for some of these characters. I think it's awesome stuff.
I think it is too, and it's really nice that they're spotlighting. Hey, for all the people who are asking why don't you guys do this, or that character, well, they are answering your wishes day by day, minute by minute, and that's a good thing, I think.
If they do it in cool ways, which they have been, right? So I think to your point, um, I, I trust in Scott. Right now, I think Scott's got all the cards. I think he's playing them super well. In Scott, I trust at this point. So
In
yeah.
Scott I trust. That should be at the back of some commissioner stamp. We have a couple of we have fun stories here in this one anthology, which is DC Koth the Raven, whatever, which just feels like this feels like a hot. I hate that she gets associated with a lot of hot topic, but you know what? It feels like hot topic, so whatever. We have Teeny Howard, Isaac Goodhart, and a whole bunch of other creators on that. So if you're in the anthologies, you should check that out. We also have Kingdom of Zod ending in the special with the entire creative team ensemble on all of the super books taking in
So
yeah, taking this in.
no, I was gonna say, Dom, the ending of Kingdom of Zod. We don't even know how the dang thing starts yet, right?
Nope.
To my knowledge.
Nope.
So yeah, just DC doing DC solicit stuff, just kind of spoiling their event, I guess, in a way.
Right.
But
You read some of these and you're just like, well, why did that happen to us on an Action Comics book a couple of months ago?
right, I remember that. Yep, yep.
So yeah, shout out if you have, maybe one of us will make a video on how to read Kingdom of Zod when we get to it, man. It's such a weird flow, and that happens. Another thing that also is weird, we got Weird Al Yankovic joining Mark Waid on a Batman and Superman World's Finest book. I didn't expect
So
this.
yeah, it's so weird, Dom, because we saw Weird Al make appearances in some recent covers for World's Finest. Now Weird Al coming in as a co-writer, joining Mark Waid. All right, man. All right. Maybe one of those crossovers that I didn't necessarily need, but it's there. It's
Mm-hmm.
there.
It is there. So shout out to DC for getting Mark Waid and Weird Al Yankovic to team up. That's pretty cool. Maybe Mark's a nice person. Yeah, I'll give him that. Giving him the leeway to do whatever is a pretty cool thing. We've also got Superman the Stranger, issue number 1, a brand new Superman book with Wes Craig, co-creator of Deadly Class, and also the creator of Kaya, on to do a Golden Age story. Which, there's been a lot of Golden Age inspiration. You've got Absolute Superman. You've got I just feel like there's been more of that rawness of the late 30s and some of these Superman titles. I don't know if it's just me.
No, yeah, I think even beyond Superman, I think people are really kind of dipping back into, like, I think of Batman the Night, Batman the
Yeah,
First
yeah.
Night.
First Night and Second Night with
Um,
Mike Perkins and Dan Jurgens.
yeah, so kind of there's something about that era that people like jumping back to and kind of giving their own spin, and just seeing Wes Craig as the writer artist, of course. Wes Craig's so talented, and yeah, this one should be one to keep an eye on. I'm a big fan of DC Black Label stuff, and this looks to keep the trend going of just if I'm not mistaken, I think it's DC Black Label. I
Mm-hmm.
just could be wrong. I thought I saw that somewhere, but yeah, that should be fun.
It should be. And then we have a Matriarch special. I know we were talking about this offhand on Very Fine, but now there's a little bit of we have so many like interludes and intertwining issues and whatnot in the Wonder War that my mind just goes. I know that some of them are by Tom King, some of them are by Stephanie Williams, but here's one issue that is just Stephanie Williams and Eduardo Pansica for at least a little bit of an interlude to give us more of an idea of who she is as a character, if also not for the variant covers, because of course.
muscle mommies. I think I think Dom that the matriarch is such an interesting character from the look of her, right? Like you just look at her and you're like, "Oh, what's her deal? I want to know everything I can about her." At least that's the vibe that I got. And so far on the Tom King run, we haven't really sort of peeled back the curtain. So I'm glad that she's getting her own chance to do it. I'm glad Stephanie Williams has sort of been tapped to, give us that peek behind the curtain, maybe more of a tell on things to come, Dom, in
Hmm.
terms of the plans for Wonder Woman after Tom King decides he's done with the title. Yeah,
I
I find
know a
that
lot of people have
very
been
interesting.
wishing that write off now for the last. Well, ever since Tom King got on the book, I'm gonna be
Yes,
completely
for,
real
for
with
some
you.
people since issue one, right? Yeah.
So maybe you'll get your chance, guys. I still really like that. Listen, if there's one thing that I do appreciate, at least the book. I know that this isn't a hot take or anything. I really do appreciate that Daniel Sampere got to draw Wonder Woman because I freaking love his art, man. It is
Yeah, the
legit.
art's never been an issue. Daniel Sampere brings it every time. And that's where I'm like, every issue is like for me, at least like a 3 out of 5. If because Daniel Sampere just brings it. It's just so sick. I don't know. I
Mm.
know very complex feelings overall with the Wonder Woman series, but yeah, Matriarch getting her own one shot.
Shout out to Matriarch, and we have we just want to quickly spotlight a couple of the next level books. We got Lobo issue number 7, which is the last death of Lobo. So they're already killing the book. Is my joke for this title. They even have DC sales part of the solicitation. So shout out to Lobo. We've got Girl. Oh, God, I keep saying Batgirl Barbara. Whatever. Barbara Gordon breakout issue number 5 is seeing Vandal Savage being a part of this issue. Quite oddly enough, or not. So shout out to the new political prisoner who's going to be a part. I will say to all of this, I don't know. It seems like it's not going to be a book that directly ties into Bad Seeds, but it is nice to get some outside confirmation of the status quo affecting Barbara Gordon, even despite her being in prison.
Yeah, I agree. I think that that is a cool idea to sort of take a thread from the main Batman title and sort of pull on it, or I guess just looking at Barbara Gordon's place in DC just in general. Obviously on the Birds of Prey team, right? I know, little appearances here and there in the Nightwing title, stuff like that. Now she's in prison. Very, very big change for the character, as it were. Is this a mini series, Dom, or is this
It's
like
supposed to be. It's slated for however long it wants to go.
okay, cool, cool.
So
All right.
shout out to Mariko Tamaki and Barbara Gordon. Although your boy Jeff Lemire is stuck on this for only 8 issues, and now we're on 6 of 8. Feels weird.
Man.
I know.
And that's something that I wanted to kind of touch on as we're going through these next level titles,
Yes.
Dom, is which ones are you personally still pulling in single issues and kind of your thoughts. So because I think Barbara Gordon Breakout, I missed out on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pick it up in singles. My plan is to catch it digitally. Fury of the Firestorm, though, that can't miss comics right now, man. That Jeff Lemire is doing some crazy cool stuff. Rafael Delatorre is doing some really awesome stuff in the art department. Yeah, Fury the Firestorm, it's like it's a really cool concept. It's turning me into a Firestorm fan for sure.
Which means that he's gonna get Firestorm DC Finest whenever it comes out. Whenever that book comes out, I'm not confirming here or anything, by the way, guys.
Yeah, whoa, hey, don't clip it, don't clip it.
Don't clip it. So, these books that I'm getting out right now from Lex Level, I am
Yep,
really happy that I got this because it has been straight fun, straight fire fun.
gotcha.
As far
Okay,
as Barbara is concerned, I'm still getting Zatanna because
yep,
this is a
me
book that
too.
I've been pulling since the start of All In, and I just was like, give me just more. I just want to see Zatanna grab her own time. We haven't seen her get as much attention since the Paul Dini days back in the late aughts. So that's been nice to get. The only reason that I got issue number 1 is somewhere in my pile in front of me. The reason why I stopped pulling it was I saw the tag and I was like, all right, this is straight to trade. This is gonna kill me.
Yeah,
and it sucks. But
Yeah, that is the unfortunate part about some of these. Some of them are minis. You kind of wish them to go longer. Like Lobo, you brought up earlier. I have dropped off of Lobo. At this
mhm.
point, I've dropped off of Deathstroke. I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit
Yep.
later. I'm still pulling Zatanna and Firestorm though. So far from what we've talked about for DC Next Level.
Yeah, for next level for sure. Deathstroke the Terminator. This is one that is. I am going to be shocked if it pull, because the last Deathstroke book that we had went to 15. The only reason it went to 15 was because it technically tied into, it was the prelude to a DC event, crossover event, Shadow War, that came right before Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths.
That's right.
And
I did pull those tie-ins because I was into the Shadow War stuff
I
at the
was in
time.
too,
Okay.
man. I was in too. There's somewhere in my
Deathstroke
book.
Inc., right? I think that's what
Deathstroke
it's called.
Inc. And it had a really nice Adam Hughes Black Canary cover for issue number 1 too, so that also didn't hurt. But this one is going to be, I'll get it in deluxe when it comes out. I always try to see if I like. I hate Slade as a. I think Slade is one of the worst people on planet Earth, at least in this planet Earth. But it's also something where I'm still interested to see what he's doing. And now, like, his Adeline is going to be there. Adeline Cain will do something into this issue, so I'm sure that when I get to it in trade, that it's going to be fun. Deadman is a. I was just like on the. I just remember going like, is this something that I want to pull on a daily basis? But I went to the same thing as Ice Cream Man and told myself, I'll just wait for the trades or to hit digital when it comes out. Even though I love the concept, I love the team. I recently just read the DC Finest Dead Man, How Many Times Can a Guy Die trade paperback that came out a couple of weeks ago. Did a video on Very Fine about that. I really enjoyed some of the storytelling that Neil Adams was doing in that book, but I also told myself, I don't know if I would. Deadman is just not a character that I'm like, I need to spend all the money on this. It's something that I like his stories. It's just not something that I immediately go out and say, let's put everything down on this table.
I got you. I can jive with that. It's kind of in that zone for me of not a must pull single issue series. I still have it on the pull list at this point, but I could see it moving to like a trade wait / read it digitally on the app. I think it's cool that this Ice Cream Man team was able to come in and bring something fresh to DC Next Level in continuity. You could tell it's a character that they have a lot of love for, definitely. So that's always a good thing. And yeah, just keep them around. Keep this creative team around, DC. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Don't let them get too far.
don't let them go. Give them whatever. If they want to do a, let me think of a random character. You know what? If they want to do a Ragman book, you let them do a Ragman book, DC.
You kind of let them, because honestly,
Yeah.
when you have Ice Cream Man creators attached to it, you have a decent shot of winning like an Eisner, bro. Honestly, like it's not like so out of the realm that series ends up being like some mind bending Eisner winning stuff, So there you
For
go.
sure, for sure, for sure. Let's turn into Absolute Universe and go over these quickly as well. We've got Kelly Thompson and Hayden Sherman still kicking ass because, of course, they do. Like I said, Hayden Sherman doesn't. Listen, Dan Mora doesn't sleep and Hayden Sherman doesn't sleep either. I'm also very much convinced of that sort when it comes to this just overall. But she's got new weapons. Diana's got new weapons, and I am interested to see. I have been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and this is something I've talked to Kelly about this numerous times. She has not played a single fight. Like she isn't aware of the existence of Cloud Strife, or is aware of the existence of Cloud Strife, but she's not a Final Fantasy fan. But I'm over here like, you know what? This kind of feels like you're playing the game. You have the sword, the regular sword buster at first that Cloud has, the Buster Sword or whatever. Later in the game, you unlock more swords. You get different swords that have different features to them, different slashing styles. This feels like that. And again, no coincidence, but I'm just like, it feels like that, and I can't help but compare the two as I'm going through Final Fantasy, man.
Absolutely, Wonder Woman just keeps leveling up, and we will be there every single month. You can bet your dollar on that because we will be there.
I will be there, Kody will be there, and I'm sure that all 24 million other readers will also be there too. We also got issue 23 of Absolute Superman and Absolute Flash, number 19, also out from their respective teams. All of Juan Ferreira is also going to be filling in on this issue. We've got Superman versus the Toyman. In this one, although we don't have the regular cover, we do have one by Clayman. So we got a little bit of, is that a beard perhaps on Absolute Toyman? We'll have to see about that. And issue number 19 of Absolute Flash, you got somebody trying to be eaten. Is this guy gonna die?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not.
Interesting. I've been loving Absolute Flash recently. I think it's on a huge upswing. Absolute Superman just continues to be really excellent stuff. One of the underrated aspects of the DC universe or the Absolute universe. I think it's number 2 for me. I think it goes Absolute Wonder Woman and then it goes Absolute Superman. I honestly think. And keep bringing back Juan Ferrara. You know what I mean? Keep on doing it, and I'll be there every time. That's some cool stuff. I love that Jason Aaron and Juan keep pairing up. So yeah, that's cool to see.
Same here. Same here. Shout out to TMNT for making that happen. And Absolute Green Lantern issue number 18 is seeing an intergalactic war that makes Joe Mullane rethink life, and I think that is more than okay on that front. Again, just when you've been on vacation for a long time, you're behind on some of these series, and I'm still picking up all of these books. I still have not yet gotten to whatever last month's issue was. Just this is how out of the loop I am with my brain. I really need a cataloger, I think, at this point, instead of the sheets. But you've got that, and you've also got issue number 24 of Absolute Batman, which has been the talk of town, I think, for pretty much everybody as far as a book can be concerned, with this version of Barbara Gordon, and also an homage to his own cover to issue number 1. Oh,
Yeah, this was really cool to see. I did a full video breakdown for Absolute Universe News, a segment I do on the channel, just talking about the Bat. I included some little quotes from Scott Snyder, Nick Dragotta going into the character. Sounds like they've had it planned, this direction for Barbara Gordon in the Absolute Universe for the longest time. I'm excited to see it come to fruition in the page. Backing up just a little bit, you talked about Absolute Green Lantern. I've added that back to the pull list.
Yay!
Welcome back on. I thought that Arc 2 was like way better than Arc 1.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck, dude?
What happened?
How did I ever think about dropping it, I guess? So yeah, my bad, Al Ewing. My bad, Al Ewing. Arc 3 is great too. So yeah, I'm just really excited to continue reading the Absolute Green Lantern series. Yeah.
Al Ewing is back on that shtick, and yeah, you know what's up with Absolute Batman issue number 24. If you have been following, for those who don't know, there's a brand new version of Barbara Gordon, and I would suggest you go check out my buddy Cody's videos on Absolute Universe News, because there might be no one better covering it than him, perhaps.
Hey, Dom, I thank you, Dom. I appreciate that.
I got you, man. That's what we're here for. And the last of these books, because we got no Absolute Catwoman this month. I don't know if you noticed, but we got
right.
Absolute Green Arrow, issue number 5. Hector Hammond, who is a Green Lantern villain in the regular universe. I know that we've had different splits. We had a different version. Like, there's a reason to why some of these heroes are kind of altered, right? JSA being a huge part of pre-Crisis continuity, and even post-Crisis on Infinite Earths continuity. But them not being in the fold makes me go, you know what? There are reasons to why perhaps like some of these characters just have different histories. Green Arrow, no different. Hector Hammond, not a Green Lantern villain in this universe, but in this universe, we have him being a part of Green Arrow now, which, again, just the curveballs. I did not expect this at all with issue number 5 or even Green Arrow.
Almost like throwing Ra's al Ghul over to the Absolute Superman side of things. That was like a change that I was like, oh, that's weird as hell, but it almost makes complete sense. So yeah, I think that the Absolute Universe just keeps surprising. We know that, of course, this is issue 5 out of 6. That'll close out, in theory, the Absolute Green Lantern series. There hasn't been any extensions announced or anything like that. I think that issue 1 has been excellent. I didn't have a chance to read issue 2 just yet. I plan on reading the rest of my pulls probably tomorrow morning, but yeah, I can't wait to get to it and can't wait to continue Absolute Green Lantern. That's some fun stuff right there.
Indeed.
Or Green Arrow.
Hey,
Oops.
well, you meant both. You meant both, though.
Both too, yeah, both.
You meant
yeah,
both. So that's a valid comment, even despite the mistake in the superhero that you're referring to.
Green. They're both green, guys. All right. Come on.
Let's go some slack for my friend. I also covered Bad Seeds. Shout out to Stephanie Brown, drawn by Dustin Gwen on the header image there. Covered how to read Bad Seeds. But I do want to get into just 2 of these books in the midst of it, unless Kody has some other comments. Because the 2 books that I think most people were surprised by, including me, are these Gotham X books. There are 2 of them. And there are 2 shots, and they both cover different things specifically. The first of these books is Greg Rucka's Gotham General. I thought he'd be in the other book that I'll get to in a minute, but Greg Rucka doing the paramedics, doing the first responders, doing the teams that are there to help make sure that people are okay in Gotham. He is on the case with Rosa Ikedahl. And we also got Gotham Central by not Greg Rucka, but instead it's Chris Cantwell, and Jacob Phillips of That Texas Blood Noir is going to be on this book. So Kody, do you have any thoughts on these 2 tie-in series that are going to be a part of Bad Seeds?
When I saw that Gotham Central was back, I almost had a heart attack, Dom. Of course, I read the Compact comic as a reread very recently. I love it. So good. And then I was confused for a second because I was like, wait, why is there 2 Gotham Central series? Like, what am I looking at? This doesn't make sense. Why is Greg Rucka on? And then I was like, oh, wait, it says Gotham General. It says Gotham General. I didn't even think that would be like a thing. As someone who really loves The Pit, the HBO show The Pit.
Yeah.
If this gives me like, because like they already got the Law and Order SVU, but bring it to Gotham Central, right? Now, if you give me The Pit and put it in Gotham City, and you do it written by Greg Rucka, like this has the potential, guys. This has the potential. I'm excited, Dom. I'm excited for Gotham General and Gotham Central. And the fact that you got Jacob Phillips on there. And then the last thing I'll mention, Christopher Cantwell. Some people might not be familiar with Christopher Cantwell. He's been like low-key killing it recently. He has this background in writing like really great television shows. I think he was behind the show Halt and Catch Fire, one of my favorite shows of all time. And then Christopher Cantwell goes over to Oni Press, does Out of Alcatraz, okay? So that kind of tells me where we might be heading for this Gotham Central, right? Because we know that Christopher Cantwell has the chops for this crime and noir sort of stuff, and him teaming up with Jacob Phillips, just music to my ears. Just music to my ears, Dom.
Gotta give a shout out to Chris Cantwell, who signed my copy of issue number 1 of Challengers of the Unknown, a book that I actually wish that he had more people give to him and sign. I talked to him about it. I was like, hey, this is a series in the 50s and 60s that I eventually want to get into, and you guys helped me give like a clear shot to get in him and Sean Isaacs, of course, doing Green Arrow with Joshua Williamson beforehand. And Chris was a really nice dude. And I find a lot of his stories to be quite fun. Even if the stories like aren't up to snuff, I always love his character work. His character work ends up being a lot better than I think that people make him out.
His characters are killer. And I think that's why he's a perfect pick for Gotham Central. And you mentioned it, right? He does have this sort of background also in sci-fi. He's done a lot of the Star Trek sort of titles, right? He's been messing around in that corner of, the sci-fi fandom. So Christopher Cantwell, another one of those creators, don't let him get too far, DC. Keep him close. You always want Christopher Cantwell in your back pocket.
You do indeed. I also want to give a big shout out again to Greg Rucka, who's, again, like the thing about Gotham General, I'll say this again, feel like for the 15th time. You never see what first responders are doing in any universe, because you always assume that the first responders are the superheroes. Like if there's a fire or if there's something out there, who's the first person that it's probably Wonder Woman, it's probably Superman, it's probably the Titans or something like that, right? Because they're usually the first to the fire. We don't get to see with the actual firemen and the
Yeah.
paramedics and the ambulances, everybody who's manning these stations. We don't get to see what they're doing, and I think that's a
I
pretty
love Yes, Dom. I love the ground floor looks that we usually get. Well, I guess not usually get. I love the ground floor looks that we get in Gotham City sometimes. I'm reading Catwoman, Trail of the Catwoman right now.
Mhm.
So just like these different looks at Gotham City that you normally get, not from Batman's perspective, but from the everyday people, more or less. Just give it to me, man. I think it's always a recipe for success.
Indeed. I also do want to point out a couple of things if you have not seen it anywhere else. Matteo Scalera is going to be drawing issue number 13 of Batman. He's also going to be drawing the cover art for Batman issue number 13 as well. After that, you're going to want to read the Poison Ivy issue and this issue of Detective Comics, issue 1113. That's a mouthful, with Tom Taylor and Dan Waters on the backup, with him fighting Vandal Savage on top of a blimp. So whatever could that be about. You can also get Batwoman, Batgirl, Catwoman, and Nightwing as part of the tie-ins as well. And of course Harley Quinn, because who doesn't like Harley Quinn getting involved into these shenanigans? I know a lot of people are also interested to see that. So this is going to be a full-blown out event by what it feels like on all fronts, and this is something that it's just nice to see DC sticking to. If this is the only event of the year, I'm going to be more than fine with it, because I think that for a lot of the last at least 10 years, even 15 years, we just had so many events. It's okay to cool down for a while, and if this is the only one, I'm more than okay with it, because we don't need an event every single, like 3 or 4 in one year. I think would be too much. If this is just one, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it sounds like the direction for DC's events this year, you'll definitely have the Bad Seed stuff. You got the Kingdom of Zod, but that's really kind of just laser focused on like 3 or 4 titles over the Superman title side of things. Maybe you get the absolute event later in the year, but again, that's not, necessarily something for the main continuity overarching story. It might have some trickle effects later on. But yeah, to your point, it's not like the years of freaking whatever the sleepy time one, dark, what the hell was it called?
Dark
You know, when
Crisis.
everyone Night Terrors,
Night Terrors, right? Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you had like Beast World, and you had a couple of overarching like multiple tie-ins. This one seems focused in the Gotham City side of things. You got the Kingdom of Zod for the Superman side of things. You got the absolute event later in the year. That seems like a nice way to balance it out, as opposed to, Lazarus Planet, Dark Crisis, Night Terrors, like all these giant, line wide kind of events that they do.
Indeed. Less Night Terrors, honestly, the better, because, well, not necessarily for my wallet. My wallet, I think, was very happy that I didn't have to buy many books around that time. But it's also like, come on, guys, make me want to spend on these books. Don't make me want to go sleep in that instance. I will also say I have no idea how this happened, but I'm just flipping through some of the Superman solicitations. Got Montos on Action Comics, issue 1102.
That's one of those names that, like, you always wonder where he's gonna pop up after Green Arrow, of course.
Rip Green Arrow.
Listen, Mark Wade has this, like, thing where he finds, like, these artists. He's like, "Hey, I love this guy's stuff. I love working with him. Let's hope Mark Wade and Montos get a thing going." You know what I mean? That could be cool.
Mm-hmm. I
The
agree.
next level up. He's one of those, like, artists that have just been waiting to, like, just knock one out of the park. You know what I mean? Like, everyone should know Montos's name. I think he's really, really talented.
I agree. I completely agree on that front. And the more that we get of Montos, the better that we serve. We've got Trinity and Steve Trevor arriving in the present of Wonder Woman, so I assume that that news will go over well in the comic sphere of things as far as discussions go. Never a dead moment with this book, it seems like. I am trying to find something. We got Teddy Christensen, who is filling in on JSA. I feel bad for skipping out on Green Lantern, but I'll get to that book at some point. I want to put
That's how I
out,
feel about it too.
yeah, the Flash fact here. I listen. I love learning about stuff like the ozone layer. I also am not going to make this. I don't want to be too controversial with my statement, but I'll just say, if you have a moment to check up on what the ozone layer is and how important it is to making sure that harmful sunlight doesn't get to under it in our atmosphere, I would definitely suggest reading that and also researching about the ozone layer.
And then I love that shout out to the ozone layer, Dom. You're the only one that would shout out to the ozone layer in one of these videos. I think that's awesome. But I did want to mention Gavin Goudry, friend of the show. I was in someone's chat. I think it was Comics Pals.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gavin Goudry's like, yo, Kody, I love your videos.
Mm-hmm.
So the artist of the Flash be watching your boy's videos. No
Mm-hmm.
biggie. No biggie.
He loves all of our videos too, dude. Like,
He's a real one.
He is a real one. He loves comic book YouTube. He gave my friend. I'll relay this again. I think like last time, but my friend was in Louisiana Con, and he was at Gavin Geiger's table, and he told him like, "Hey, would you do an interview or like talk to Dom?" And he was like, "I love Dom. Like, you know my favorite."
Yes,
I'm like,
yes,
what?
yeah,
It's
right.
crazy.
So
he loves us, and that's super. I love that he's engaged. It makes me happy to see that all unfold. So
I just imagine Gavin, maybe right now as we're talking,
hi Gavin,
he's drawing like
we love
the
you.
Flash issue 40 or something like that. You know
We love you, Gavin. So yeah, shout out to Gavin. We've got Black Manta showing up in the Title War Part 1, 7 Seas. So maybe this is finally getting on to that Jeff Johns plot point that was dropped in the late stages of New 52 Aquaman. I dropped Aquaman, unfortunately, but at some point I'll get maybe what we should do, Kody. This is also going to stay in the video. What we should do, we should totally just like do a random book club where it's like books that we dropped. How do we feel about them reading it on DC Universe Infinite after?
Like catching up. That's not a bad idea because there's a lot of them that kind of fill that space. Like Emperor Aquaman, you mentioned the Green Lantern stuff earlier, both core and the main title. And then also I would throw on there the JSA Jeff Lemire stuff I fell behind on. Action Comics. That's not a bad idea, Dom, for a segment. We'll workshop that.
We'll figure something out. We've also got, it seems like a continuation of the Joelle Jones threads in her Wonder Girl book so many years ago. One of the only things that I remember about Infinite Frontier, I think when people think about Infinite Frontier, they think about Nightwing by Tom Taylor and also Wonder Girl by Joelle Jones. They are going into her territory, so I'm interested to see how that all pans out. Love that Ethan Young cover. Also love
Static making a cover appearance there, of course, as a core member on the team at this point.
Shout out!
I love Yara Flor. I love that shout out to the Wonder Girl series. That is a standout from way back in the day. Only the real ones know. Yeah, good stuff there.
Good stuff.
It's cool. Sammy Basri's still on the title as well with the Tape Rumble.
Same here.
Keep that going.
Same here. And we've also got, because we need to have more. Again, shout out to Chris Somney, who is just kicking butt. Listen, man. There's only so many. You can make me like you love like a character, but if you get me to like adore over something, listen, man. I'm looking at that Talia. I'm going, holy smokes! You were born to not only draw Batman, but this version of pre-crisis Selena. It is insane.
He just captures each 3 characters' personalities so well, just in a snapshot image. You know what I mean? Like that's it. That is Batman. That is Dick Grayson, and that is Catwoman.
This book, man, Chris Somney the art just makes me feel good. The art just makes me feel good.
You just can't not smile while you read some Chris Somney stuff.
That's true. That is very true. And I know that a lot of people are also going to be... we also got the 3rd issue of Celebrity Dirt for Clayface. So if you're tying the movie, again, we'll get into that. Batman Superman World's Finest sees Talia al Ghul popping up for the first time. I love the colors that Dan Moore placed for Talia as well. Well done. Well done, Dan. As Dick Grayson looks like he's dead. I legit might have to cop this cover or cop something. Dude, I legit might need to get this. I've been off Worlds. Like, this has turned into a digital thing for me just because of all the other new stuff that's come out. Dude, I legit might need to get this because I love Talia. I love Roz. This looks like a good read, if only for a bit.
I always regret kind of dropping this title when they did the whole crossover stuff with like the yesteryear or whatever it was called. Yeah, I. It's cool to see Mark Waid continue it,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like people have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, I got to
Yes.
get back to it. It's definitely that digital space for me as well.
Yeah, and we're almost there at the end for these Table Brown discussions, but man, this doesn't feel right. Philip Kennedy Johnson's last DC book for now is coming out on the 2nd of September, at least for the moment.
Yeah, as someone who was such a mainstay at DC for all those years, like once I got started reading
Mm-hmm.
comics, single issues, like Philip Kennedy Johnson was there doing, plugging away at the Superman office. And yeah, it's just interesting to see him kind of sunset it, say goodbye to the Superman title. I'm sure we'll see him back one day, but he's over there. He's doing Marvel Midnight stuff. He's doing
Mm-hmm.
the Hulk. He's rocking and rolling, having fun with that. So, yeah, end of an era for sure.
It feels surreal, but I just wanted to point that out as like sort of the lasting. It's never goodbye, but it's always see you again. Maybe I think that's the phrase that I want to use. And also too in this, I know that some people were asking a couple day or yesterday or whenever this is coming out, probably the Monday after. We totally have enough for a second volume of Philip Kennedy Johnson's Superman in omnibus format, so you don't have to worry about that at all.
Yep, there we go. Expect it on your shelves very shortly. Should make for a great 1-2 omnibus set.
As we move into Vertigo, I just wanted to spotlight a couple of things. We have the end of The Nice House by the Sea by James Tynion and Alvaro Martinez Bueno, the dynamic duo on Detective Comics Rebirth. I am excited. This is not confirmation, by the way. This is just a small joke, so do not take this out of context. I can't wait for The Nice Mansion by the Ocean, which is going to be the third part of this trilogy. But
by the waterfall or something.
By the way, something
some
like
other
it.
body of water. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't wait to read this whenever it comes in. I feel like it's going to be an omnibus someday. I don't know when that day is, but I'm sure that it will get that treatment at some point, considering the first series got a deluxe.
It's really good. I love this second volume. The return to this world has been awesome. And they've really been ramping up the last couple of issues. I can't wait to see it close out.
I can't wait to see it too. So we got Bleeding Hearts, End of Life, the US of Anger. Again, like some of these series that I told myself, you know what? I'll get into it into the trade portions. But one book I think we were set on for sure, single issues wise. Issue number 2, and I'm very surprised by the cover because I'm not used to seeing this side of Ram V. You got Black Tower, The Raven Conspiracy, issue number 2.
Just the premise on this one, guys. Wizard spies in the UK. Sure, man. Whenever you say wizard spies, Rom, I'm down. And actually, I'll drop this here. I'll give Domin a little exclusive. Okay.
Okay.
Little exclusive.
I like
me
this.
and Ron V might be cooking something up. Might be cooking a little interview thing. Gonna be talking about his new series, Decidium, coming out. But I definitely want to throw some questions at him about the Black Tower Raven conspiracy because I am so greatly anticipating this one. I think it could have the potential to jump up on my DC Vertigo list so far.
If you haven't yet, check out our website, comicreleases.com, my and Webhead's love letter to comics, a hotspot where you can finally figure out what's coming out, when, from what place. Our unique upcoming website tracker in the Collected Editions tab makes sure that you're on top of every single collected edition coming out on the market with release date updates to the minute, from the tiniest graphic novels to the giant Generator Deluxe hardcovers as large as an absolute. Our unique spreadsheet not only gives out the most accurate information out there, but our format also filters and ensure that you can find your books as quickly as possible. The tracker also gives out links to domestic and international retailers so that you can purchase your comic books at the snap of a finger. We are also proud to host monthly solicitations as per given by the publishers that generously send us information to give to you all. From the Ultimate Universe to the creator-loved oceans and universes, we specialize in giving you the most readable format of solicitations without any of the annoying advertisements. If you also donate to our Patreon at just $2 a month, which is less than a coffee at Starbucks, you will receive access to a special watch list dedicated to individually tracking items that are on your wish list, past or present. Place in your tracking number and make sure that these books also not only come in safe, you can even put in special comments on these as well. On top of that, your name will also show up at the end of every single Dom of X video creates as a huge thank you. That is comicreleases.com. For more information, check this out down in the description. If you also want to contact me or Webhead, check the contact forms down in the description or email me down in the description.
Let us know down in the comments section what you're the most excited for in the set, if you enjoyed this conversation. And Kody, thank you once again for joining me monthly to talk about DC, dude. These are always fun, man.
I would never miss this train. You know, I always got to be pulling up the solicitation station. I wouldn't miss it, Dom. Thanks for having me on again. You guys know we'll be doing it every single month. Of course, maybe not at this point. I'll get me and Dom will discuss something, but usually we'd be doing a top 5 most anticipated collected editions for the following month. Maybe like a week delay on that, maybe closer to the month of July. We'll figure it out, but you know we always do collabs, Dom and I, so look forward to it.
We are looking forward to that too. So this is going to go up before that. And of course, subscribe if you guys haven't. Take care, stay safe, and have a Dom-tastic day wherever you are.